Hello, everyone. Namaskar. It's wonderful to be here. I'm here from Nepal. I want to begin by thanking our friends here in India who supported us during some very difficult times in the earthquake, and to all our friends from the rest of the world, thank you so much. I'm here to talk about nurturing young leaders to lead change, and I'm going to use Daitwa, which means responsibility in Nepali, and the work we do in youth leadership development as an example. There are multiple challenges, as we know, that Nepal is facing. There are about 1,700 people leave Nepal each day looking for opportunities abroad. We are in the era of brain circulation, so leaving is not the most important problem here. But if there is no brain circulation, then we begin to face a problem. And why are these 1,700 people leaving? Because of a variety of governance, employment, unemployment, and poverty challenges. And of them, five of them each day is dying in the Middle East because of the atrocious work conditions. So you might ask yourself, why are people picking the probability of death over the possibility of hope? The recent earthquake in Nepal, which devastated the country in multiple ways, we have more than 9,000 people dead, more than 6 billion of losses and damage. The earthquake has not only revealed the energy that lies under Nepal, but also it has surfaced a myriad of technical and adaptive leadership challenges. So where is hope? Hope lives in the resilience of Nepali people to rise out of the rubble. In fact, we in Nepal saw hundreds and thousands of young people who stepped out of their houses, stepped out of their banks, stepped out of their offices, to go to the districts and support in relief and rebuilding. Their response was agile, was creative, and they worked together. These young people, fortunately for Nepal, and for that matter, a lot of developing countries, are a force to be reconciled with because they are a demographic majority. Just like in India, just like in many countries in Africa, Nepal also has a lot of young people. In fact, half the nation is young. So who are these young people? In the last 7 years, Daitwa has been working with hundreds of young people to nurture their leadership. And we've categorized young people in 3 categories. First, these are the ideators. They come up with interesting ideas. They make policy recommendations to parliamentarians. But they are working in front of their desktops. They are coming up with ideas. Then we have these innovators. They work in teams. So there is a team of 4, 5, 10, 15 people that work together. They go to a community, work on a community project, whether it is education, health. And then there are leaders. These are people that believe that change is going to happen if and only if the people that they are serving are able to go to a higher level of capacity and are able to take care of themselves. These leaders are people that believe in transforming the mindset from where it is to an innovation mindset. What is our theory of change? We believe that we first want to nurture, I hope this is working. Yes. So we want to first nurture leadership and innovation in our change agents. And we want to bring these change agents together among themselves, but also with the authority figures, the banks, the government, in creating higher impact through their projects. And as they work on their projects, we also want to enable them in strengthening the communities, whether these are remote districts in Nepal, or this is community organizing efforts in various cities in the US. And we believe that with stronger communities, we will have, again, the next generation of leaders who will join our cycle of development, but also similar cycles in many other countries. So, in nurturing leadership in young people, through our experience, we've found 4 areas where we thought doing more work would be useful. Oftentimes, we young people have ideas, and as soon as we have ideas, we want to jump into action, because why would we wait for the red tape to slow us down? Why would we wait to listen to these old people? Right? So here we want to say, let's begin by understanding our call to leadership. Why are you even here at this life conference? What is it in your life that has drawn you to the purpose, to education, to health, whatever it is? So beginning by understanding your call to leadership and your values, your roots. Then, with that understanding, beginning to understand what is the pain point of the others in that system. What are your shared values? Who are your supporters, confidants, and your opponents? And what are their pain points? Thirdly, with your team that you've put together through this empathy exercise, you begin to understand what are these adaptive challenges, what are some action options, and what can be some strategies. And finally, doing collaborative work. This model, thankfully, I was able to build with 2 professors at Harvard University at the Center for Public Leadership. But we also didn't want a solution to be a drop down from Boston into Nepal. So we've acclimated this to the socio-politics of Nepal by studying Nepal's history, understanding the needs of Nepal, and acclimating it accordingly. But how do we do this? The Leadership Lab functions because we have 3 sub-programs through which we surface these innovators who we provide leadership training to. We have a Rural Enterprise Acceleration Program, a governance program, and a civic engagement program to work with business, policy, and social innovators. Let us look quickly at these programs. For instance, this is our Rural Enterprise Acceleration Program, where we go to various districts in Nepal to find these high-growth rural entrepreneurs. Here is Tanka. He's sharing his dream of turning this fishing pond into a fishing resort. I wish I had the picture of what this looks like now. He actually has one, and he is here sharing his idea with the then Secretary of Industry and an Ashoka Fellow. So here is leadership training in progress. We have the entrepreneurs, and we have some community leaders. This workshop is done entirely in Nepali, because if I am going to utter a word of English, then the trust between the coach and the coachee is done. The slide didn't come out as well as I wanted to, but nonetheless, this is our governance fellowship program. There are various fellowship programs even in India and other parts of the world. Our idea is to go to parliamentarians and public agencies and ask them, where are your pain points? Where do you need support? How can we engage young people in coming up with innovative ideas for you? And in this process, we've worked on 53 projects over the last 3 years with 16 public agencies and 26 parliamentarians, and several fellows from more than 24 countries have come to Nepal. Here is a leadership coaching in place. And finally, the civic engagement program, where we are working with communities all across the world. And especially after the earthquake, this has gained more momentum, and we've started a Nepal Rising movement. So as we speak, there are communities of Nepalis and Friends of Nepal in Austin, Dallas, DC, Chicago, Boston, New York. There's London, many other countries who have come together and are raising funds for Nepal. But this effort was already ongoing even before the earthquake. Here is a picture of our friends, 600 of them raising funds before Thomas Jefferson Memorial in DC. So what are we heading towards? We have a variety of support that we are mobilizing globally and in Nepal. And the support is being mobilized for supporting our civic engagement activities, supporting the NGOs who are working in difficult conditions in Nepal, supporting these rural business innovators, supporting our policy innovators. And we are looking to create a synergy between them so that they can come up with solutions that have social, policy, and business perspectives into place. So moving forward, there are so many young people here. It's always blessed to be with young people because there is so many ideas and so much energy. A forum like this is a beautiful place to share ideas and energy. Let's continue this. And as we learn from our leadership development practices, for instance, Sujeev is here. He organizes leadership workshops. There are several other friends that are in your own parts of the world organizing leadership coaching. Let's begin to share our ideas so a forum like tGELF can help us learn and improve our work and support young innovators. Secondly, this conference is also about supporting rebuilding efforts in Nepal, and our various representatives from Nepal and myself, we would be very delighted to work with you. Nepal needs all the love and support in being able to move forward during these difficult times. Thank you so much for your time and attention.
tGELF, leading the change.